What is up, my Ramelia fans of the Los Angeles Rams? Hope everyone's having a great day. Thank you for joining me. I was trying to get myself together here, and no, the show's not canceled today. I moved it from yesterday. We went to the movies, and thank you, Joe. I was still messing with the settings over here, and from the last stream before, there's a lot of things have changed with StreamYard, and that's basically what I was doing, and time just got got past me. But yeah, there's a lot of things that are going to be changing with StreamYard, and I was trying to mess with this and that. And but yeah, so the Rams haven't announced the uniform. The Nike hasn't given us our uniforms. There's trouble in NFC Westville and up in Santa Clara. More drama. We'll bring that to you. Cooper Kupp looks weird in the Seahawks jersey. I saw him cleanly shaven. I don't know if you guys saw that. The Rams defense is poised to be one of the better defenses in the league. Jared Verse is the talk of the NFL. One thing that I wanted to bring to you guys, and I haven't even mentioned it myself because he's almost the forgotten man with all of our new guys on the linebacking core, is Nate Landman, the guy that we signed to a one-year deal, veteran presence. And so we kind of feel bad because we kind of go over him. We have Omar Spates is returning from last year, gave us a little bit more athleticism. We're looking forward to Sean Dolick, undrafted free agent who's turning heads, and people were surprised he didn't get drafted. Chris Paul Jr., they call him Pooh Paul. I don't like that. I just call him CP. He's athletic too, but most likely one of the starters is going to be Nate Landman, and we'll get into him as far as the size that he is, and the mishap that he had with his 40-yard time when he first came into the league a couple of years ago. He was a Falcon, and then the Rams signed him. The Falcons let him go. And so the Rams signed to a one-year deal to give him a veteran presence. And but we have a bunch of young guys that will be getting their shot. But he's kind of like the missing guy, the guy that nobody really talks too much about. And he's kind of like a decent player, an average player. But we'll get into that as well. The home run derby is going on right now, or maybe it finished by now. Let me see if there's anything going. Let me see what's going on with that real quick, just to tune over there. Yeah, it's still going, it looks like. Cruz at a 498-foot homer. James Wood clobbers a 486 homer. Cruz hits a 513-foot homer. Not bad, not bad. Did our guy Rogers do? What did he do? Let me see. I didn't even get a chance to look at that because I was trying to mess with my settings here. Sorry for that. What the heck's that coming from? Here it is. Shut up. All right, let's see. Our guy, didn't Hernandez? I thought Hernandez was going to be in the home run derby. He didn't. He probably didn't even make the. Let's see. Here we go. While the prospect of back-to-back champions out of the picture, 2024, Tuskar Hernandez is not part of this year's field. I thought he was going to be there. Okay, so that makes sense. So he's not in there. Okay, I got you. James Wood, 16 home runs. Brent Rocker, 17 home runs in the first round. Junior Caminero, 21 home runs. O'Neal Cruz, 21 home runs. Byron Buxton, 20 home runs. Jazz Chisholm, 3 home runs, eliminated. Cal Raleigh, 17 home runs, and Matt Olson, 15 home runs, eliminated. And then the semifinal, Brian Buxton, 7 versus Junior Caminero, 8. Advances to the finals. Carl Ray, 19 versus O'Neal, 1. And I guess he's still going, it looks like. So, okay, so that's what I just wanted to see because I was interested in my guy, Toscar. Okay, perfect. Let me get in some stuff in here real quick. What's up, Stockton? Let's see, hold on. Oh, happy birthday to Alaric Jackson as well. We'll get into that as well. We'll get into that in a second. Yeah, there it is. I want to just say a happy birthday to Alaric Jackson. Please, my brother, I hope everything's good for your health as a man, as a human being first, but then also as our left tackle. God bless you. And I know that he wants to be in there with the guys, and so I believe he'll be fine. Sign of the cross. And like I tried with brother, if the Niners lose Jennings, I think Rombo will be the next man up on their wide receiver depth chart. Yeah, man. I mean, it's crazy what's going on over there. Yeah, my guy Joe Tovar says, "Good evening, gents. How you doing, Joe? Appreciate you." Joe says, "What's the depth chart in the Rams running back room?" So right now, Kyren Williams is in a contract year. Our guy Holcomb's going to be Holcomb. Hold on, Ronnie's Rivers run deep. I'll give it to you right now. The guy, the dark horse for me. Hold on. Holcomb. The Rams are old running back Holcomb. Hold on. I want to see if they even list my guy. He's a dark horse. He's got the speed. He's got more speed than anybody in our. Well, he's going to be listed. They haven't even gone on training camp, but they'll probably have him fourth behind. Let's see. Hold on. Ronnie the Rivers runs deep. So it's Kyren Williams and the guy that I meant to say, Blake Corum, Holcomb, is two, and he has a chance to take the number one spot or some of the carries because he's an up-and-coming guy. He can do the same things as Kyren Williams, and that's why a lot of people are saying, should we sign Kyren Williams? Well, no, because we have to see how good Blake Corum is, and then that's our guy Jarquez Hunter, baby. So he's actually listed as third. That's what I wanted to see. Jarquez Hunter is listed as third on the depth chart behind the Rivers Run Deep, Ronnie Rivers Run Deep. And and he's out of Auburn. He's got the speed to burn, baby. So that's one thing about him is that he's got more speed than all the rest of the guys. The guys have okay speed, but he's a guy that can take it to the house. So that's the thing about him, and that's what he offers us. And so we're going to kind of have thunder and lightning and more lightning when we're going to kind of go to Kyren Williams is going to be the money back, the bell cow. For the most part, but we're going to have a really nice running back room with Jarquez Hunter out of Auburn, and the guy's got speed to burn, baby. Once you give him a little crack, he's gone. He's got good power, and they're showing a little clip of him down here. Of course, as I do that, it slowed down. But yeah, so that's that. So it's so the to answer again your question, it's going to be the depth. It's going to be Kyren Williams, Blake Corum, Jarquez Hunter, and Jarquez Hunter. Sorry, and then Ronnie Rivers Run Deep. Jarquez Hunter could split between Blake Corum and Kyren Williams in certain situations or play next to them because he's a speed burner. And also Kyren Williams is in a contract year. So we need to make sure that we're getting him the balls. He's a great player. He's a touchdown monster. And we need to get him the ball and let him do his thing. He cannot fumble the ball, put the ball on the ground, because we have a number of running backs that can take his place. So I don't think this could probably be his last year because we have a lot of depth. It's up to Jarquez Hunter to show what he can do. Stockers, the Warriors thought they would have they would have had an offseason without Cancer asking for money. Yeah, I had posted that earlier when the offseason when I think it was George E. Kittle was on Rich Eisen. He says, "Oh, you missed," or something like there's no drama this offseason or whatever. And I'm like, what? Ayuk was over there with different color shorts on at training camp, at OTAs, and the year before. And then he was asking for money, and then he got hurt. And then he's doing cryptic stuff. That short stuff happened last year, but he's doing cryptic messages, acting up. And this is when he said that. And then he's acting kind of weird, kind of aloof. And then we're to the fact where at training camp you had Frank Gore, you had Terrell Owens, aka Terrible Owens, in the locker room, cancer in the locker room. Who else was it? Patrick Willis, talking to him on the sidelines, and they're probably trying to talk some sense to him to say, hey, relax with that stuff. But didn't listen. He still did it. And then now you got Juanito Jennings saying, I want to get paid. That's one thing about that team in Santa Clara is they like to pay for players that for the stats that they did the year before, or players that had one good year. But they're smart though, because they know that the Niners will fold, and I wanted to say something that I didn't get a chance to put in the chat, and I'm sorry for the delay for yesterday. At the last minute, I was going to set up my show, and then we ended up going to the movie. So I said, let me just put it for Monday. Sorry for that, but I was going to put in there. You guys that are here in the chat right now, what do you guys think? You never know what's going to happen. But last year I was against getting rid of Ernest Jones, the green dot on the back of the helmet, the leader of the linebacking core. I mean, Omar Spates emerged. So maybe he would have been his growth would have been stunted without Ernest Jones being gone. But do you think that move, and I commend Sean McVay for running the team the way he wants to, and having the balls to get rid of guys, even though like a Cooper Kupp or Ernest Jones if they're not working out. But he says in the media that he would have played under his contract. He wasn't going to be a problem. But do you think that some of those Saquon Barkley runs against us in the regular season, which doesn't really matter, but in the postseason, do you think he might have tripped him up? Do you think he might have got to the ball and made him cut in, and somebody could have grabbed him, or do you think it wouldn't have mattered? So in a weird way, did that move with Ernest Jones? And I haven't heard anybody else. This is just the way I think about things. You're like, man, you kind of after the fact. But do you think in a weird way that Sean McVay kind of inadvertently cost us an NFC Championship appearance with Ernest Jones, being gone? Because do you think he might have, and who knows, coulda, woulda, shoulda, might have, would have. Do you think that there's a good chance, because he's a decent athlete and plenty of experience and a younger dude still, do you think he might have gotten in the way of a Saquon Barkley? He's a lot of times, he's not a Pro Bowler. Let's remind you of that. But he's a better linebacker than what we had last year because of his experience. What do you think about that? And what's up, Brian Smith? But I'm just talking about the Saquon Barkley games. I'm talking about especially the playoff. The regular season, that don't really matter. Would have loved to have won that game. But I'm talking about that playoff game where Saquon Barkley did it again, 2 long runs. Because if he holds them if he was not necessarily that he would have stopped him, but could he have made the right call versus the linebackers we had, and at least got in his way, and somebody else could have cleaned it up, or maybe he could have tripped him up, and he wouldn't have got that long run, and that takes away 7 points off the board, and we lost by 6. So. You kind of think of that, but do you think that that's a something that might have happened? Like if we had Ernest Jones for that one game, that things may have gone a little differently. But you have to do what you have to do. You don't know what's going to happen. But that stuff drives me nuts when you start thinking about stuff like that. So because a raise or trade. Yeah, so what Stockton's saying is this news right here. And, and, and it's funny because they say, why do you always talk about the Niners? Well, they always have so much stuff going on. I mean, it's just, it's up to me. So we can all laugh at how grateful we are to have our organization, where if anybody, it causes an issue, or coaches aren't comfortable with something, Sean McVay, Les Snead don't keep you around. So here's what he's talking about. Adam Shefty, 49ers wide receiver Jennings is scheduled to make $7.5 million this season in his final year of the deal. Wants a new contract or a trade. Per sources, 49ers extended Jennings' deal last year. And remember, they extended his deal last year. Okay? But that does not change how Jennings feels about this year. God bless him. So, and I tweeted, X tweeted out that the word on the street around basically the league is the Niners have the reputation that they'll fold. Just tell them, you know what, I'm going to trade or you give me my money. Who cares if he had one good year? Who cares if he had like he's like a 30-year-old wide receiver? He's a nice receiver. I would have liked to have got him when Demarcus Robinson wasn't available, because imagine him was. See, that's the other thing. He's good for a great game here and there, but they don't have Matthew Stafford in the back there. They got little, Frodo back there throwing him the ball, who runs around and he can't see over the linemen. So he's not going to have the stats like a Puka Nacua or Cooper Kupp. Even if he had a great season, he'll have some nice ones because they eventually get rolling over bad teams and they kind of pad those stats. What are you going to do? You got to keep playing, but. They have, some people call him noodle arm. I don't want to be that messed up, but noodle arm Purdy, he's not going to have stats like that. And he sees it. He says, you know what? We're going to run the game. We're going to run the ball more. I might not have great stats next year. I want my money. So it looks like the Niners are going to have to do another bake sale or a couple more car washes. They might have to, they were trying to sell 10% of minority stake of the team, but they could only manage to sell 6% to come up with the money for Brock Purdy's contract, in which they got a pretty decent contract, and then they have $45 million that they're not using for next year because they're going to have a total rebuild. They have like three of their linemen, or two or three of their linemen that aren't that great anyway, they're going to have a contract year, so they're going to have to overspend on that if they're going to keep them. So they're thinking about that. And then here comes Jennings. And so there's always something going on over here. Before I coined the name the regular season empire, I would call them the can't get right crew. There's always something going on, from Jimmy Garoppolo being on the sidelines, not even sure if he has a locker anymore, or they're not sure they're going to bring him back, or they can't quit him. He's not. They were bringing him there in case because Trey Lance failed, and then out of nowhere Brock Purdy came up. And then they hand him the keys, and he couldn't come through in the Super Bowl. There's always something over there. So, and it's just up to me to tell you guys about it, and we all kind of hey, did you kind of hear what happened over there? So it's crazy. It's crazy. Let's see. I get too. I'm sorry, Stockton. I'm getting to you. Yep, that's exactly right. He signed the deal. I saw your comment, and then I was going to post it, so I thought you would see it anyway. But yep. A bunch of no-name players in the home run contest. Yeah, I thought that I saw somewhere that Teskar was going to play go again. So that's what I was. But I can't. I don't really like that stuff. I'd rather watch the highlights. If I'm nothing to do and I got like my dinner in front of me and I'm just going to be chilling, okay, I'll put it on. But Joe says, what's the depth chart? Yeah, we got that already. God bless you, Joe. Doctor says, Major League Baseball should just have made a rule that only American-born players play in the league. This league is 90% foreigners now. It's sad. Baseball's been very good to me. Well, look at the arguably one of the greatest players of all time, and I hate to say it because he plays for the San Francisco Giants. the juicer, allegedly, Barry Bonds, is probably the last greatest one. And also, too, broken down now. What's his face? Trout, Mike Trout. Poor guy's been beaten down by having to carry the team on his shoulders all these years. Sal, what's up, brother? Hello, Rudy. Hello, everyone. Go Rams. Yes, indeed, baby. Lucy Paco says, I can't wait to see if they play Sean Dolick during preseason. Yes, baby. So we're going to get to that right now. That brings me right to my point, Deuce Falco. Let me bring these up real quick. So the guy that's hold on. Let me get rid of this real quick. So the missing guy that a lot of people don't mention is the veteran, the only veteran linebacker that we have on the roster, besides Omar Speights. It's the second year, he's learning from last year, is this gentleman right here, Nate Landman. Now, we signed him to a one-year deal last year, and he played for the Falcons year before. We signed him for, we gave him basically, a Happy Meal and upgraded the fries. $1.1 million, no guaranteed money, making it a low-risk signing for the Rams. So basically, he's the new Troy Reader who became a free agent. So that's him right here, Nate Landman. And so that's kind of the unspoken about too much guy. Nice, great size, 6'3", 235. He's only 26 years old, so that's good too, young fella. So he's basically the new Troy Reader, right? So he should be okay. Now, let me bring you his other stats now. Hold on. The one thing that I wanted to show you is you're trying to say, well, how athletic is he? Well, he's kind of okay. He's kind of, he's a pro. Check this out. So I was looking for his 40 time, right? I'm like, well, let me just get an idea of how fast he can move. And there's football speed with pads on, and certain guys, they're faster in pads than they are running, racing somebody. So Nate Landman says is done with track stuff and ready to get back to football. Nate Landman's NFL Combine didn't quite go exactly how he wanted, right? He's from the Colorado team in college, right? And the reason why they're saying that, and it's not funny, poor guy, because you're trying to get yourself a better position in the at the combine and stuff. The reason why they say that is because he had a problem with his hamstring, and he ran like I don't have it here. I thought I sent it back. He ran like officially a 4.86 40 because he was hobbled up by a hamstring injury. So so that's that. So he probably runs about a 4.6, with a hamstring. He had an issue with that. So let me bring you up Omar Speights' time. Hold on, let me do something real quick. Hold on. There it is. So let me just bring you that real quick too, just to bring you some. Oopsie. A Mortal Kombat term. Oopsie. There we go. All right. So the reason why his 40 was so horrible, and again, poor guy, but what it is, what it is. Let me bring it to you better. Hold on. Yeah, let's go back one more. There we go. So, the reason why it was so bad is because he ran a 40-yard dash, 4.86 at the 2022 NFL Combine. He was disappointed with the sound, especially since he had tweaked his hamstring during the run. So according to DNVR Sports, he mentioned that he didn't feel fully healthy for the 40 and opted out of the running to get for his pro day. So that really hurt him. We're not running it again. So I would say that he's around 4.6-ish, right? And so, and the reason why I'm saying that is so he's okay speed-wise. So then we bring in Omar Speights. We know how nice Omar Speights have looked as a young guy, undrafted guy. Omar Speights ran in the 40-yard dash at 4.65. So they're around the same speed. And then it goes on to the bottom, says his 40-yard dash time was a key part of his overall athletic testing, which also included a 4.34 second shuttle and a 7.07 speed 3 cone drill. So according to the NFL Draft List, so they're kind of similar in the 40-yard dash, run time. Okay, so that's that. Now let's remove that one. And then we'll get to our guy, Sean Dolick, undrafted free agent, another guy, and then we'll get to Chris Paul Jr., CP. So again, these guys here, a little faster, 4.55 seconds, Sean Dolick, 40 time, 35.5 vertical jump, 25 bench press reps. So great athlete, tackle machine. He's got a motor that doesn't stop. I mean, I expect this guy to get some playing time. I don't know whose place is going to take or what, or he's going to split at first, and then we get back to CP3, who is the talk of one of the talks of early minicamp. Hold on, stop fighting me. There you are. CP. Did I say CP3? His nickname is Pooh Paul. I don't like that. Let's call him CP. Chris Paul Jr., the Ole Miss linebacker, ran a 4.63. So see, even though he's very athletic and he's got quicker 36-inch vertical jump, broad jump was 9 foot 9 inches. 4.63. So very similar. They're all very similar. Dolick, Chris Paul Jr., Omar Speights, and our guy Nate Landman. So very similar, around 4.640, and then you have Sean Dolick, who's a little faster, a hair faster, at 5.5. So 4.5. They run a 4.6 and change. He runs a 4.55. So there you go. So, but basically look at it like that. Nate Ledman is a new Troy Reader, right? Because he's a veteran, 26-year-old dude. He's got a high motor function, decent guy. But then we have these athletic guys, not just the speed, but the way they can move and lateral movement, high jumping ability. So let's get back to Landman. So there's Landman right there, and I'm going to give you that's his PFF grade. Let's see, PFF grade overall 6.5, 83rd out of 189 linebackers. Okay, so that's kind of like Troy Reader-ish, right? Snap counts 60th out of 189 linebackers. Tackles 55th, 52 tackles, 55th out of 189 linebackers. And then pressures, 112th out of 189 linebackers. And also that depends on, maybe like how many reps did they get, or what kind of defense was around him, stuff like that. So it's a different team now, different year, but just to give you an idea. Let me give you some more information on Landman before we move on. And then you got his overall grade, again, 6.5, 83rd out of 189 linebackers. Pass rush grade, 5.6, 100th out of 189 linebackers. But again, maybe they didn't use him a certain way. Who knows? But when you have the defensive line that we have in front of them, there might be an open gap. Run defense grade, 7.3. So that's better. That's better. Than his other grades. 70, anytime you can get close to 80, 78, he's right on the cusp of 74. 44th out of 189. Coverage grade 58, 99th out of 189. So it's not very great in coverage. So that's that stat. And then I got one last one. Some kind of look up just some more of a miscellaneous, but let's just bring it here. We got the solo tackles. Here we go. Solo tackles 52. Got that already for 55th out of 189. Assists tackles 34, 18th out of 189. So gang tackler. First to get there, or second to get there, third to get there. Forced fumbles 3, 5th out of 189. That's nice. Sacks is 0, 89th out of 189 linebackers. And then it's got the solo tackles there, 52. And it's got it broken down, all the sacks and stuff, everything's down there on the bottom. So basically, he's the new Troy Reader. The veteran presence, only making $1.1 million. And Ducey Falco says, seems like Lyman knows how to stop the run. Man, that's all I was saying. All we need is these guys to, there's not a bunch of Saquon Barkleys around the league. We just need, because I'm thinking ahead. If we play Philly again, do we have some guys that can just get in his way? Instead of a 40-yard, 30-yard run to a TD, can it just be a 12-yard run or a 17-yard first down? And then we stop them and they kick a field goal and they don't get points, or we get a turnover, the defense gets a sack. But yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So we have these young guys. Keep an eye on Spates, how he emerges another year. I'm really high on Sean Dolick and Chris Paul Jr., the other two linebackers, the younger guys. And so it's going to be a really great, man. One of the reasons why the J.J. Watt stuff is not really going to come to fruition. Joe says, Rudy, are you going to any of the training camp days? Me and my lady are going Saturday, 7/26. Never been to one. I'm stoked to be around it. It's awesome, brother. I got a buddy. I have to let he's supposed to let me know when we're going to go and what tickets he can give me for my guy Stockton and me too. So I'll let you guys know what days it's going to be. That's awesome, man. You're going to have a good time. Make sure you bring a nice hat to cover you, man, in case you don't get it, because LSU's smaller than the other training camp facility we used to go to. And so hold on. And so, but make sure it's going to be hot, man. Make sure you bring bottled waters. Look up the information about what they allow you to bring in. They usually have stuff you can buy there, but bring the visors, nice hats. Put some sun stuff on your face if you have that problem with the sunburns. But it's cool, man. It's going to be cool. It's going to be cool to go to that. Goose Marcus says Blake Corum has to show up this year. Yes, he does, baby. It sucks that he got hurt in that playoff game and then we didn't move on. It sucks. Brian Smith, Rudy, how you doing, brother? Appreciate you. Brian says Rudy's competing the Major League Derby. Yeah, I thought of that after I was already getting the show, but I didn't realize that our guy Coachgar was not going to be there. Excuse me. Goosey Paco says I didn't like the Jones trade, but Spade stepped up. Hopefully Dolick is another. But yeah, I didn't like it either. But we roll with McVay. He knows what he's doing. But all I was saying was, if he was there, do you think he might have turned the right corner and at least got in the way, or somebody else could have made it? He could have made him cut in or out, or and somebody could have grabbed him out of bounds before he scored the touchdown, and then we could have won. Because those guys were learning on the job, boy. Well, Omar Spates was, excuse me. Brian Smith says, Jones was a cancer. He's not McVay material. Yeah, it sucks because, Ernest Jones, I'm going to say it to you this way. People are human. People make mistakes, right? I have so much respect, though, for Ernest Jones because remember when we first got Stafford, everybody was saying, Stafford finally has a run game with receivers and a great coach and a great organization finally. Before it was Stafford, and one year he'd have a decent running game and one great receiver, and then another year that guy's gone, but the management with the Lions were mismanaged, but now he has everything. And then right off the bat before training camp, Ernest Jones goes down with an injury. We had to use a draft pick to get Sony Michel, who helped out with great blocks and spot starts and veteran presence. And so But Ernest Jones came back that same year and made some good plays in the playoffs to help us. So I have respect for him in that case. But it's just hard to believe that he would be that way. But, it's a business, and, maybe they said something. Sometimes you say something you didn't mean. I don't know. I don't know what happened. It's just weird how it was. Because in the public, he says, I was willing to play. It's easy for them to say that now. But we can just go by what our coach says, and he thought it was the right time to make a move. Deuce Falco says, I think those fumbles lost us the game. No, they did. They lost us the fumbles because we lost by 6 points. And those fumbles costed us those points. I think they cost us 6 points. So what I'm saying by that is, let's say, coulda, woulda, shoulda. They fumbled too, but they got theirs back. That's the difference. They fumbled on a kickoff return, and they fumbled, I think Hurts fumbled in the game, and they got it back on one of them. But they turned those points into, the defense played great. They turned them into 6 points, and we lost by 6. That play to Puka Nacua where we got to the 13-yard line, we would have been lining up. We would have been running the clock out. They would have been using the timeouts. We would have been lining up for a game-winning field goal if it wasn't for those 6 points. Bryce Smith says the Niners are a shit show. Man, God bless them. Stockton says, I think if the Rams didn't let Bryce Perkins go, they would have won 2 more. Lots of me and the guy, lots of me guys with the vaginers. Yeah, they'll be there all like, hey man, Brock, did you get paid? Yeah. Hey Debo, did you get paid? Yeah. You got paid? Bosa, you got paid? Fred, you got paid? Fred, you got paid? I'm going to get paid. We ain't going to throw the ball that much next year. George Kittle's going to get all the balls. They're going to be double teaming me without Ayuk there. I better get my money. Plus, they're focusing on Leeds United, Joe says EJ would have helped, especially in the middle, but unfortunately, with today's market, he was a casualty when it comes to money again. With the what if scenario? I feel Kobe Turner might be the next after this season. Kobe Turner, I think. Let me see Kobe Turner's contract. Kobe Turner, I think he has another year after this one. You could be right though. That's why we have to strike where the iron is hot, because we have a quarterback that, even though it's a bargain to us, he makes good money, but also too the salary cap's going up, and he's willing to adjust it. But yeah, these defensive linemen are going to be getting paid. We have to get guys behind them, but we want to win a ring or two with them, so that way we're like, well, we have something to show for it, right? Because the Eagles do it, and they're able to win the ring and pay these guys, or let them go and get somebody else. So I got let me get into that real quick. Great comment, Joe. Yeah, I'm free agency. That's why, when we go back and forth, when I go back and forth with Rombo, or Rombo's a Niner content creator, and they talk about, well, we have 5 rings, catch up or whatever. Well, it's a different age now. It's a different era. It's the modern era of football, of NFL, because free agency makes a huge difference. When Joe Montana was winning all those rings and stuff and all that, the 93 Reggie White free agency full era, when Reggie White left, when he left the Eagles and went to, I think it was Green Bay. Yeah, Green Bay. There was like 100 and some free agents that left too. And ever since then, I mean, guys would win the Super Bowl, teams would win the Super Bowl, and there'd be like 12, 18 players gone the next year. So it's different now. I'm not going to go so far to say it's harder, but I'm going to say that it's different now. It's very different now, the way that the league is. Let me see if I can get this to show up correctly. There we go. There we go. Okay. So, oops, wrong. Darn it, wrong. Hold on. I got Nate's. Hold on. I got Nate's on there instead. Hold on. Let me get. This is what I want to bring you. Sorry. Hold on. All right, here we go. This is what I want to show you. I'm sorry. So, Kobe Turner's deal. Kobe Turner signed a 4-year, $5 million, $391,471 contract with the Los Angeles Rams, including a $921 bonus, guaranteed on an average salary. Yes. So hold on. Let me move this up. So in 2023, he signed a 4-year rookie deal. So he's going to be signed at least until, when they start talking about it, is until 2026. And technically, he's going to be there contract-wise until 2027. So that's the good news. But yeah, but it is getting up there, man. It's definitely something that we have to think about for the future, for sure. For sure. But that is a great comment, because you definitely have to worry about upcoming stuff, because we need to strike when the iron's hot, baby. Brasman says no names in the Derby are making a ton of money. It reminds me of like in the slam dunk contest. Back in the day, you had that guy from the New York Knicks, Sky Walker, or whatever his name was. I forgot remember his full name. They'd make money, off of them, maybe score like 7 points a game. This fucker says, I just want to see what Pooh and Dola can do. Yep, they're gonna be really good, man. These are guys that have a high motor, very agile and athletic. It's gonna be something different for us, man. We had one guy, Ernest Jones, that had decent athletic ability, and Roseboom and Reader were kind of, I hate to say it like this because they're champions. They're guys. They're guys that tried very hard. But last year for a few games, Roseboom was looking like Fred Warner. I'm like, okay, Fred Warner. He surprised me, but that's just experience, man, and picking the right hole and stuff. Tribe says they're all quitting. Cone has more food streams nowadays. That's right. He's all, today I'm having a burrito. Oh, man, that is true. That's my guy, David Colonel. What's up, David? Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. I hope everything's going good with you and your family, man. Appreciate you. Jock 42. What are they, Rudy? Who's host? The Rams house, baby. The Rams house. Let me bring this to you real quick. Today I'm having a taco. But that's cool, man. You got to use what works. Let's get into the real quick. Let's get into Clayton Kershaw about the All-Star game, and it's a cool little clip. And then I'll have Dave Roberts after that, just to bring this in, just so we can just look at some clips from the LA teams, and then we get into Aaron Donald clip real quick.
Why?
I think it's probably Freddie.
Hold on, let me pause this so I can get it going. Let me get the stuff behind here out of the way, because the Spectrum likes to get choppy. So hold on. Okay, here we go. Let's try it again.
When the team goes to dinner, who orders the most expensive and why?
I think it's probably Freddie, just because he's a wine guy, so wine can chill.
フレディ、ワイン飲むんで。
Freddie Freeman, probably just expensive wine.
I would say Freddie.
Probably me. I like nice things.
So there's Freddie. Big game Freddie, baby. They were asking, in case the video was too choppy, which player pays the most in dinner when they go out to dinner, and they said Freddie Freeman, because he likes to order wine. He'd be like, but yeah, let me get to I was going to show you a clip of and I know that we don't like him. What's his face? Hold on, I'll get it to you right now. Hold on. Guy used to be on the Dodgers. Hold on. Hold on. Machado. Manny Machado. I didn't get a chance to get the clip, but he was giving his former teammate, because he used to be in the Dodgers, remember? Now we can't, like, man, get out of here, dude. The guy's too much. Even that's why he's not a Dodger anymore, because of some of the stuff in the clubhouse. But he was even giving Kershaw his props. But here's our guy, the skipper, two-time champion with the Dodgers. I think he won another championship with the Giants, I think, but I'm not sure. But I'll just care about the Dodger one. So here we go. Dave Roberts.
I mean, yeah, Clayton Kershaw. A lot of people talk about Kershaw. Yeah. What's the plan for Kershaw? I mean, a lot of the players talk. He's going to pitch the second inning.
So Kershaw's going to pitch the second inning, and I'm going to give him 2 hitters, and then I think we're going to get Adam from the Padres behind him. So it'll be good to get Clayton some certainty on when he's going to pitch. Take down 2 hitters. We'll get the ball from him, and then that'll be it for him.
And Dave, the word legend gets thrown out very lightly these days, but a lot of these players are referring to Kershaw as a legend. He gets picked in this game as a legend. How different do you think this All-Star game is for him compared to some of the ones in the past?
It's different because it's the commissioner's selection. He's obviously on the back end of his career, and we don't know what decision he's going to make at the end of this season. But it's such an honor, obviously, for the commissioner of Major League Baseball to recognize him in this light, and for the players. Like, there's a lot of players here that grew up watching Clayton, and I know that's mind-blowing for him, but because he sort of just kind of takes it step by step, day by day, but he's a living legend.
And I want to go on that too. So we all know how great Clayton Kershaw is. Plus, he's a humble dude, God-fearing dude, and the players look up to him. It's kind of like how, and he's the champion, and Cy Young, were all those accolades. And look at like Matthew Stafford, his best friend. Both are LA champions. Some of the greatest players to do in their both sports. Unfortunately, Stafford, I'm going to say it this way, wasted a lot of his career with the Detroit Lions. But he's in the top 10 in almost every category, and he's going to be further as he goes. But Matthew Stafford, the way C.G. Stroud, some of the younger quarterbacks growing up, they look at Matthew Stafford in that light. I've showed you videos before where C.J. Stroud said, well, if Matthew Stafford was on the Packers like Aaron Rodgers, he'd have multiple rings, and stuff like that. They look at these guys because they're amazing players in a different light. And now Kershaw might hang him up after this year. They're not sure. So all these young guys are like, they saw Kershaw growing up, and the young players, and he's respected, man. And props to him. It's great that they're doing this. Let's see. Jacques 42 says, "What's up, tribe?" Yes, indeed, baby. Yes, indeed. Jacques says, "I'm high on noodle oil, already throwing out duck sauce." But Flacco, yes, indeed, baby. Yes, indeed. Cheers, brother. Cheers. Yeah, that's another story I wanted to bring you. So, did I bring that in here? So, tight end Ferguson. We've talked about him before. He's going to be a weapon. But the NFL is doing this thing here. Let me bring this to you. Way to get me to my next category, my next segment of Flacco. So, a bunch of second-round picks are, I can't blame them. The NFL is a tough game, but when you think about it, really, second-round pick guys are doing it. So, there are still 30, according to Cameron De Silva, friend of the show, there are still 30 second round picks who remain unsigned, and that's kind of like the agents are kind of like, what, we need to get, make this a bar where it's going to be a minimum now. So a lot of them haven't signed, including Terrence Ferguson of the Rams. Chargers rookie Trey Harris is already holding out of camp. They're asking, is he going to hold out of camp, because the Rams camp hasn't started yet. Will more rookies do the same in the coming weeks? So, I don't know what's going to happen here as far as him being, he's going to come to camp eventually. And I think that McVay understands what's going on. But we don't really need him right now. We have Tyler Higbee, who's the starter anyway, but you don't want him to lose any reps. So that we're going to keep an eye on that. That's one thing and it's not just him. They're kind of all doing solidarity, so we'll see what happens. This is, they seem to like rookie tight end. Hopefully he learns quickly. Yep. I think it's going to be fine, man. I understand. Jacques Verde's Poopaw will be a dog at linebacker. Yeah, man, I can't wait. I cannot wait. Love it. Let's see. Rick F says the rookie Ferguson got married over the weekend. Oh, okay. Thank you. I thought I saw something with somebody, but I didn't see who it was. Well, thank you, Rick, for bringing me that. God bless you, Fergie, and congratulations. My guy G12. What about what's happening? What's new with you, Rudy? Ramilio Ramstelos, Matos Locos forever. Let's go, LA. Puro Ramstelos. I love that guy. Who's Gasa? Who's Gasa? Thank you, G12, for coming in. Appreciate you. Blanco says, Grandizer, yes, indeed. Cheers. G12, we would have loved to have got Ramsey back. Damn it. But props to you guys fleecing the Steelers like that. I appreciate it. G12, Rudy, it's been a while. Apologies. Did you already cover the Rams side? And thank you for, just before that, we brought that, but thank you for holding out, showing me the guaranteed money. Yeah, no, the second rounders, that was going to be part of the thing today I was going to show. And then my guy showed me that and reminded me. But I think it's going to be okay because he's not the starter. The Rams want to get him in camp. And it's important for him to be in camp, but I don't think it's going to be a problem. But all the second rounders, 30 of the second rounders are doing that. Thank you, G12, for coming in. Always welcome. Thank you, man. We missed you too. Blanco says, Puro Ramsteros. Yes, indeed, baby. Love it. See, everybody missed you, G12. Props to you. Hope everything's going good with you and your family. Because right on, I think I got Rudy when he was talking about perfect timing as always, man. Perfect timing. Kenny Skywalker, thank you. Yeah, Kenny Skywalker back in the day, the slam dunk contest. Terrence Ferguson. Yeah, he'll be fine. He trusts Rudy. I seen chartered content creators say those why did they do that? Now our guy is holding out. Is it the Texans? Who runs the Texans? Who's the GM there? Yes, Kenny Skywalker. Yes, indeed, baby. Like says, no white linebackers. Like Larry Bird. I got to tell you this. I'm just going to say it like this. Whenever I say something, you never have to agree with me. I'm just giving you my point. We all see things from different perspectives, but as a Laker fan, all the way back to Magic Johnson, my favorite player, and then Kobe and the guys, I feared Larry Legend Bird way more than Michael Jordan. So whenever they say the GOAT, and I know that he told that Michael Jordan is God in cleats and all that, but I guarantee you, prime Larry Bird, without his hurt back, would still give props to his opponent, but he would be Michael Jordan score 60 points and they would still lose. They would still get swept. So as a Laker fan, I feared Larry Bird at the end of the game, especially from the three-point line, than I ever feared Michael Jordan. And you could take that to the bank. Stephen A. Smith and all them. He was one of the greatest players of all time. I just remember, though, too, how Isaiah and the Pistons and Larry Bird and the Celtics each took turns knocking his teams out because they were in their prime and they were running things in the East. Michael Jordan was upcoming and he didn't have a lot of help. And then it kind of went like this. And it evened out because the Larry Bird's back started acting up. Unfortunately for the Celtics, Len Bias passed away. He could have infused some more longevity into Larry Bird's veins, by taking the hold. Imagine the great wars with Len Bias versus Michael Jordan. Because in college, he used to eat him up. They used to go back and forth. And I say that as a Laker fan. I mean, woo! And then Magic Johnson retired because of HIV, but what I want to say is this: Michael Jordan You got me talking about this now. I used to go back and forth to Stephen A. Smith. Michael Jordan beat an old Laker team in 91 for the first championship. The Lakers took game 1. And it was still within single digits in the fourth quarter with James Worthy and Byron Scott out the last game. Tony Smith came in to help out. And but they barely won some of those games, right? In my opinion, Paxson should have been the MVP of that game. He was in big shot after big shot. But they beat the Lakers. They beat the Sonics twice. They beat the Jazz. And they beat the Detroit Trailblazers. The Lakers, those are the same teams that the Lakers would always beat and manhandle on their way to the NBA Finals. So why, as a Laker fan, would I be impressed by him going 6-0 in the playoffs? You can impress me by beating the Celtics with Larry Bird once in your lifetime. He never beat Larry Bird in a playoff setting. Larry Bird never lost to Michael Jordan or was eliminated by any of the Bulls teams. And Larry Bird was something like 23-11 versus Michael Jordan's Bulls. So I'm not saying that he's better than Michael Jordan, but how can you be the GOAT when that guy owns you? That's all I'm going to say. Look it up yourselves. Did Michael Jordan ever eliminate Larry Bird in the playoffs? How can you be the GOAT when one of the GOATs in the conversation, well, they don't even put Larry Bird in the conversation, which is ridiculous, but because Magic took him out a couple times, but how can you be the GOAT when this guy, he never lost to you, really, man? Magic beat him twice. Blanco says, Berlanga got his nagas whooped. Saga says, I think if the Rams didn't get rid of Perkins, they would have 2 more rings. I know you're BSing me now, Stockton, because you know that's my guy. Jacques Freddy says, the Rams training camp hats look cool, not bad. There you go. I got to check those. Oh, yeah, I think I've seen them. The Maui caps are cool, too. Maui cap looked interesting. Yeah, the Maui cap was awesome. I mean, only, the Gem on the West Coast franchise NFL, the NFL Gem franchise on the West Coast, the Big Dogs of LA have their mini camp at Maui. Jack Fortune says, Kershaw, yes, indeed, baby. G12 says, Rudy, one point I heard was a case for second rounders getting guaranteed money is that second runners are considered to start game 1. Oh, that's a great comment. That's actually a great comment because many of them do. That is true. The talent level from mid to first round and low is the same. That's a great point, G12. I can see that then. It's just because we're used to a certain thing. Blockers, I still like Davis Allen. Yes, man, Davis Allen out there. We kind of forget about him because he's kind of in the background, but big Davis Allen, number 90. The shades of Sean Gilbert back there, baby. He's going to be great too. He's going to be a really good prospect, to take over for our guy, Bobby Brown. Bobby Brown III, my prerogative. Yep. He could be a star if he acknowledged. Yes, exactly right. I seen the guy out there. We remember last year when he made some big plays. You're like, okay, big man, big fella, looking like Sean Gilbert out there. G12 says, Rudy, the trend is happening. Third rounders will be next. I can see it, man, because there's a lot of money. Look at ask Ayuk. I want to get paid, boss. Yes, I got you. I don't know the Texans either. They caved or I thought it was the GM was no, that's the Jaguars. Never mind. I was thinking it was the old Niners GM Balky, but no. Okay. Yeah, it just takes one team to blow it for everybody. They paid their second rounder. Crazy, man. Get your bag, fam. Yep. And it's crazy that the Texans. I mean, if you ever look at like franchise worth and all that, they're not anywhere near the top for them to do that. G12 says, yeah, MJ showed up a bit too late when the Lakers, Celtics, and Pistons are on their decline. Yep. And and it's not his fault, but I hear all kinds of stuff about Kobe and they want to nitpick Kobe Bryant. Well, look, I'm the one guy that will tell you that I would rather have Michael Jordan with the ball at the end of the game than Larry Bird. As a Laker fan. Stockton's Larry would just hang out on the outside and shoot threes. Come on. No, well, he did, but he could also have the ball. I mean, he could post you up. Michael Cooper guarded Larry Bird, and Larry Bird would light him up. But tell me, Stockton, you would not be afraid of MJ from 3-point range, but you feared Larry Bird. G-Tron says, Rudy, what was the deal on the Rams side with Ramsey? Did the Finns want too much? I asked Peo about could the Rams fix Ramsey under the cap since he just got paid. Well, here's the thing, G12, great question. If Ramsey was a free agent, we would have found a way to get him. But that was the thing. When you have the Steelers out there saying, "Hey, well, we can, they can give you an asset." The Rams are trying to win now and say some stuff in their back pocket. They got that first round pick from the Atlanta Falcons. Maybe we're going to try to move out, get Arch Manning or some of the other 3 good quarterbacks in next year's draft to sit behind Stafford. But remember, the Rams are trying to win this year the Super Bowl because of what happened last year, that they moved up and they're going to be better this year. They were like this close, this close, missed it by this close, just a little outside, like Bob Uecker would say. On the 13-yard line with the minute left at Philly, and Stafford guy streaking over the middle, and they sacked him. The Rams want to have that first pick in the back pocket, which they might need to use to get a Larry Jackson replacement. But had Ramsey been a free agent, we probably would have got him, made the deal to get him, to help us shore up the secondary. But because the Steelers were out there, and you guys got a heck of a deal, you got a way better deal, we could have figured out how to fit him into the cap, but we didn't want to give up any assets for an older player, so to speak, even though he would have helped us. But yeah, if he was a free agent, it would have been much better for us. Yeah, Pitt, they got a player back. Pitt got Ramsey back because they're trying to do like all-star stuff. I think that Tomlin is kind of scared for his job. Maybe, I don't know. That's really out of character for them to give up like a younger player for an older player and pay him a raise, give him a raise. They gave him a $1.5 million raise, $26.5 million. Woo! Rudy, when a first rounder getting drafted in mid-20s to low first round, the talent pool is not much different. Yeah. Yep. That's true. And look at Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua, 4th and 5th round picks. You never know, too. Tucker says he's old and washed, not worth what he wanted. I wanted Jalen Ramsey to be like the star position of free safety, in there for the regular season to help teach the guys, let them rest up for the playoffs, kind of like an Eric Weddle type thing. Oh, thank you, Brian Smith. Davis Allen, the tight end. I'm sorry. I'm thinking that you're talking about Tyler Davis. Thank you. I meant Tyler Davis. My bad. I didn't mean to. I was thinking that you were talking. I had him pictured in my mind. Hold on. Davis Tyler. How do I got it backwards again? Hold on. Number 90. I'm sorry, I didn't mean. Yeah, Tyler Davis. That's who. When you said Davis Allen, I was picturing my guy Tyler Davis. I don't know why, but that's what I was getting. Big Taylor Davis. Oh man, yeah, Davis Allen. I would like to see what he does, but this guy, this dude, Ferguson might be the real deal for us. After not being able to get Brock Bowers. I'm sorry, I just had that in my mind, man. I figured for sure you were talking about Tyler Davis. I'm sorry. But yeah, let me give you guys a refresher on what Tyler Davis looks like. Number 90. That's why I say the spirit of Sean Gilbert. Big old fella, man. Big old fella. Number 90. Of course, they show me all his college pictures. Not her. Looking good though. But anyway, he's up here. They only got his back. So there he is here against the Cowboys. His back. There he is in practice. There he is right there on the left, right there. Tyler Davis is the guy. This fella right there. When you said that, I just had that in my mind. That's hilarious. Yeah, okay. He trusts us either the Texas GM is going to lose his job from other NFL owners pressure, or the Texans said, "Pay me, my second rounder." It's crazy, man. He just messed it all up. Shocking. Bird was just not that. He was, but he was. Bird was amazing, man. They're different players, but Larry Bird. I mean, you don't even have to explain about Larry Bird. It doesn't matter. Like, he's more athletic than people thought. The guy can shoot going away from the basket. The guy was a hell of a rebounder, a passer. One of the greatest shooters of all time, inside of Stephen Curry. They're different players, but like I said, I as a Laker fan feared Larry Bird than Michael Jordan, and we only played Michael Jordan once in the finals. G12 says, what about other elephant in the room? Rams rumors trading TJ Watt. Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen. You weren't here earlier, G12, because we got a decent linebacker room that's not going to. He wants like $42 million or something a year. Sean Dolick is going to be a great prospect, undrafted free agent, All-American awards. Crazy that he wasn't drafted. Chris Paul, Pooh Paul Jr. is there. Athletic. We signed Nate Landman to be the new Troy Reader. You could always use a TJ Watt, but not for that price. Stockton says, "Pay, we are not paying." Is my guy Payo in here? I didn't see you. I don't see Payo. If you earn your Payo, I'm sorry, I don't see it in here. Props to you, brother. He trusts, and Ramsey just got paid by the Finns before he started having to be. Yeah, is that true? Okay, I'm glad you're here, G12. Besides, I'm glad you're back. There was talk about Jalen Ramsey being a problem. Was he causing problems? Because he didn't do that with us. Do you think his stay was, it didn't wash out, or it was over exaggerated? What do you think? So TJ Watt is already saying he wants to be in the high school. Yeah, yeah, he's not going to be around because he wants all that money. What did you hear about Ramsey in the clubhouse? Was he being a problem? Goose Falcons all in. This upcoming season will be interesting. Yeah. What I was trying to say too is we're all in for this year. We have those picks in the back. We might have to use one of the picks for a Larry Jackson replacement if he's not going to be healthy to get a left tackle. I know we have some depth, but we got to get. It can't stop us from winning Super Bowl this year. But the next year is the SoFi is hosting the Super Bowl again. It's at Levi Stadium, which we wanted there too. SoFi is hosting the Super Bowl again. We want to win it there again. So yeah, these next 2 years, this year and next year, are very important. G12 Davis Allen is your tight end number one. If he's out there, he's a deadly weapon. Yeah, Davis Allen. With all the Ferguson talk, he's kind of like the lost guy, but that's why I was kind of having Taylor Davis in my mind. And then Schlong is not there no more. If you remember, G12. And Higbee will be the starter. Yeah, Higbee will be the starter. Davis Allen's a young and mid. Davis Allen is another young guy, but Higbee's a starter, big diesel. But we have pretty good room, tight end room. Because Rudy, I guess the Rams drafted Ferguson is because Davis Allen's health issues. I want to see if he's over them. I hadn't heard anything recently. Yeah, his back, right? Yeah, it says his back. He missed the Niner game because of his back injury. I would think he's okay now. But yeah, anytime you hurt your back, hopefully he'll be okay. But that's a good point. Maybe that is it. But yeah, that's what Stockton has it here too. I think it's going to be Tyler Higbee. Well, for sure, Tyler Higbee's a starter. And then Ferguson will be the heir apparent. But Davis Allen was a nice player, man. When it comes to training camp, if he's healthy, whoever's the better player will get it. Bryce Smith says we'll be able to pick up Ramsey when the Steelers release him. I like that. Because wouldn't T.J. Watt put the Rams and defense over the top while not? But while not the same, but kind of, yeah, I understand what you're saying. He would give us that extra level on the for sure, Saquon Barkley ain't going to have those big runs. But it's just so expensive, and we have we have to worry about the cap with these defensive guys. Maybe nobody offers them anything, and we're able to grab them at a better price. But he would definitely put us over the top for sure, because what we're thinking about is, besides the regular season, getting a spot where we're going to be as far as the record wise in the playoffs. Once we get to the playoffs and play the big dogs, he would help us with playing a Saquon Barkley, keeping them from running 30, 40 yards, that would be a big help too. But he would definitely put us over the top. Oh, okay, yeah, okay, got you. Yeah, G12, yeah, that's what I thought. He was talking, my guy G12 was talking about Pale. Yeah, what he was saying, that's, okay, good, got you. Bryce, was not a problem yet. He'll pop during the season, though. Ramsey? G12 says, Rudy, from what I heard, okay, here's the Ramsey. From what I heard, was that Ramsey didn't want to be part of the youth movement that the Finns defense was going through. At first, Ramsey had no issues. Oh, I see. And I'm going to give you a little background on that, V12, whether it's a good reason or not. We had a guy the other day, I was trying, like, what the hell was his name? Remember when Ramsey went upside his head, allegedly? We had a guy in the secondary named Taylor Rapp. And he's with the Bills now, I think, and he's a much better player. But when he was with us, he had mental issues, not mental, he had mental mistakes that young players do. There was a game against the Niners specifically where it was a close game at Santa Clara, and we needed that game to get to the playoffs, right? We ended up missing it by a hair, making the playoffs. Jimmy Garoppolo had 2 3rd and 17 plays. Jimmy Garoppolo. One of them, okay, got the first down. Okay, that happens, I got up to another 3rd and 16, 3rd and 17 play. He throws it over the middle. Ramsey thinks he has inside help, so he kind of goes with them and lets him go. Taylor Rapp is on the sidelines guarding the grass. And Ramsey's like, what are you doing? And one of the receivers, I think it might have been, I don't remember who it was, Jennings, or I don't know who it was. I don't remember. Just catches it for like a 24-yard gain. It was just a lob pass. And then basically that killed the clock, and the Rams weren't able to win that game, get the ball back and kick a field goal. But he probably remembers that, going through young players like that. So I don't know. Oh, man. G12 says, then Ramsey got paid, and he took issues with that. Yeah, that's the one thing. We didn't have that problem. That's what they were talking about when he was with his former team before the Rams, the Jaguars. But he behaved when he was here, for the most part. Doctor says, Rudy, here's my prediction. We make a huge run to the Super Bowl, and Stafford goes down in the NFC title game. Garoppolo starts the Super Bowl and wins it and pisses off all the... That would be hilarious. I would love that, man. I would love that. As long as we win. I don't give a damn if I don't give a damn if Jared Verse has to play quarterback, man. Speaking of the Niner fans being pissed off, me and Rombo go back and forth. Our Niner fans, they talk about the 5 Super Bowls, and you guys got 2, and I tell them, well, that was then, this is now, right? Those are not the same Niners that you remember. They're not even in San Francisco anymore. You don't even have that same owner, right? Well, when you speak of 5, let me get my hand in here so you can see it. Where's it at? Here, 5. Here's the new 5 for Niner fans. Hold on, let me get this out of the way. The last place finishes since 2015. The Rams, 0. The Seahawks, 1. And this is in the NFC West. The Cardinals, 4. Who's kicking up the rear? The 5-time. So they traded in those 5 Super Bowls for modern last place finishes. God bless you. If I had access to my Charlie Murphy video right now, I would show it. But isn't that a trip? And that's what I was telling Rambo. Rambo, this is a more accurate depiction of the Niners that you speak about now with such glowing terms of those Super Bowls from 30 years ago. That's like driving around in a bicycle all day and showing people pictures of the car you had while you were in college. So anyway, that was funny. That's by our friends LAFB on Twitter X. So I just thought I'd bring that to you. And then with that, let me get you a clip of our guy, the GOAT, Aaron Donald. Cool little clip. And then I'm going to show you Jackson Dart's arm. Hold on. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna play it and pause it real quick so I can align it because StreamYard likes to act up. So hold on one second, guys. Hold on. Okay. Okay, so I'm pausing it so I can reset it. I'm going to get this ready here. Hold on. Okay, I'm going to start it right now. And hold on. Here we go. Hold on. Hold on. Seriously? I'm trying to do it full screen for me on this side. It's not letting me do it. Okay, here we go. I'm going to play it now.
Not had the best record, but we had some dogs.
All right, we're here with Aaron Donald at his youth camp, brought to you by Ready, co-owner, NFL legend. Today we're going to have some fun, let you get to know a little bit about your past life and what you're doing now. Again, I hope you're ready.
I'm nervous.
I know
You got me
you're
nervous now. Okay, let's go.
So first, second career game, you got your first sack. Do you remember who the quarterback was?
That hat.
I know it was. I know for sure it was against Tampa. In Tampa, McCown or something like that. I
Josh
think
McCown?
Yes, there you go, McCown.
There you go.
There you go.
Can you name the quarterback that was your starting quarterback on the Rams that day?
In 2014,
Yeah.
against Tampa, we had a million different quarterbacks that year.
Sam Bradford.
Shout out Matt Stafford.
Bradford got hurt that year and play.
Austin Davis.
Austin Davis.
2 for 2. All right. In that game, you guys win or lose, and what was the score?
Oh, we won that game. I know we had 19 points to 17. 19, 17.
3 for 3. All right, last one, the hardest one of our first set. How many people can you name from that starting defense? You technically weren't starting in that game.
Yeah, I know. In 2014, I'm gonna start myself because I know it was. So I'm gonna say it's Langford, it's Michael
Quinn,
Brockers,
Michael Hayes,
Robert Quinn,
3 for 3.
Bradford.
Chris Long got hurt the week before, so it was Will Hayes.
Yep.
My linebackers were Laurinaitis,
Laurinaitis.
Dunbar.
Overtree.
Yep.
Corners Jack Rabbit,
Norris Jenkins.
EJ. Back end was TJ and Rodney.
Perfect. He got every single one right.
We might have not had the best record, but we had some dogs.
There it is. They had some dogs, baby. That's one thing that I will definitely give credit to is Jeff Fisher for that defensive line and those defensive players. That's one thing that he does deserve credit for. Not the way he handled Sam Bradford quarterback situation, the way he handled Jared Goff situations, but the defense for sure. There were some great guys on that defensive line, man. Chris Long, Laurinaitis from 300, and but yes, indeed. And I want to bring you just one more story. So Fox F1 made a lot of changes, got rid of shows. So God bless Joy Taylor. Hopefully she'll be back soon on a show. Maybe carry the Rams. Do a Rams podcast, whatever. But hopefully she'll be back. They let go Acho and all the guys over there. The one guy that I won't miss, the one guy that I will not miss is that Homer, the Philadelphia Eagles running back. What the hell's his name? Acho. No. Hold on, I'll tell you right now. I can't believe I can't remember his name. Hold on. Saquon Barkley. McCoy, LaShawn McCoy. He's such a homer, man. He's such a homer. So, but yes, indeed. Props to you, Joy. Hopefully everything will be okay. I know you got it. You'll be back soon. Let's see. Yep, tender crap. Like, can you imagine that sport? Let's see. You trust us, Rudy? I was talking to Pale about the elephant room and the TV. Yep, got that. Already got that one. Let's see. Right, Mr. Jimmy G hasn't proved his time. He would always play good against us, so that's the thing that sucked. You trust us, Rudy? Will you be at Rams Camp this year when it's open to the public? Do you have any experience with Rams Camp? I have tickets for my nephew. I have to see which ones I'm going to get, and I'm trying to get tickets for me and from him for me and my guy Stockton. So yes, I will be there. I'll let you know, guys, know when I'm going to be there. Details, Rudy, any camp battles you will watch closely than others? Any Rams rookie darlings that you are rooting for to make the 53? Sean Dolick, the linebacking core, Chris Paul Jr., to see if they can overtake our guy Nate Landman. See our Omar Spates improves. The secondary, to see who's going to be the top guys there. I want to see more Jordy Whittington taking a step forward. Ferguson, when he gets in there, tight end Ferguson, when he signs, see how he does. Let's see. Let's see, who else? The Alaric Jackson, you probably won't know much in camp because of his blood clots. But see how the other guys get a chance to play. DJ Humphreys, the other guy we signed. I want to see Jarquez Hunter, how fast he is in camp. There's going to be a few of them. Oops, sorry, Joy. I meant to get that off my thing there. But there's going to be a few of them. I want to see Stetson Bennett. I want to see Stetson Bennett shake and bake. Basically do his Brock Purdy impersonation, but with a stronger arm and more swag. It's gonna be a bunch of stories this offseason. Rudy, I just can't see the Seahawks fans are seeing that Darnold will save them. Yeah, they kind of should have just kept Geno, but they see something. Who knows? Maybe who knows? I don't know. I can't really say anything about Sam Darnold because we hit him up. What are your thoughts on Jordan Rodriguez? She got promoted. I think she's how you spell her name. Did you follow her? Yeah, I did follow her. She's really good at what she does. I congratulated her, but yeah, she's really good at what she does, and yeah, she really, props to her. Yeah, Shady McCoy, thank you, appreciate you, Rubio, thank you, brother. Just tapping in real quick to say F the Miners of Santa Clara via Costick Square. Appreciate you, brother. Any word on Friday? Not yet. They're all guests. The second rounders are all in the pot together, seeing what's going to happen. But I expected that he may come into camp, and I don't see it. It'd be kind of dumb for him to do that. I know he wants to get his money, but I think the Rams will reach out to him. Yep, bring back joy. Yep, appreciate you, brother, coming in. I'm going to call it a night soon. G12 says, Rudy, Geno might be the winner of that. The Raiders offense could be really good. I heard that. The one guy that I wanted us to sneak away from them, G12, was Max Crosby. We don't need him now with Byron Young and Jared Verse and the money he's making. But yeah, man. But yeah. So the word of the day, the last thought that I'll have is this: keep an eye on Stetson Bennett. Keep an eye on Stetson Bennett, the playing time that he gets, how he looks, because we might have Stafford's heir apparent here that we might thought we had before, because like I said, he hasn't shown he can do it in the pros, but he reminds me of a Brock Purdy, the mobility, the giving his all, but with a bigger arm and more swag. So, but he has to show they can do it in the pros. So we'll see what happens. G12 says, Rudy, any vets on the hot seat during camp? Those players that have a good camp to make the 53. They'd have to have a good cap to make the 53. That's a good question. Nothing comes to mind right now when it comes to a bet on the hot seat. Well, Kobe Turner is in a contract year. Kyrie Williams not really cut, but they got to do better if they want that money. They got to do good. G12 is Rudy Stetson better watch the latest on the situation. Yeah, because I really liked him, G12. I like what he has to offer. What he opens up with the playbook, kind of like a Brock Purdy, where he can move around, off-cuff plays. He's got a stronger arm, so that the arm's not going to be an issue with him. That's the issue with Brock Purdy, as good as he's played. Imagine Brock Purdy with the bigger arm. And plus, he's got that swag, being a walk-on, winning 2 national championships, but the pros are different. But imagine if he can translate the game, right? He watching Stafford. I just believe in the kid if he got his head on right finally. It looks like he does. Darren Kendrick Watch, we signed him. We'll see with that. We got rid of him and then we brought him back at a lesser deal. That's one guy that's on. That's a great comment, G12. That's one guy that needs to take advantage of him being back. Yes, indeed. Rubio, any news on the free agency front? Nothing now. The Jalen Ramsey watch over. You keep an eye on Larry Jackson and as the season gets closer, and during the season, because if Larry Jackson does not, if he doesn't get over the blood count issues, we may have to use that first round pick and another asset to a team that's out of the playoffs and grab a left tackle. They don't grow on trees, so we might have to use that. I hope we don't. I hope he's going to be there and be able to play. And DJ Humphries, the other guy, we signed the depth pieces can be okay. We'll see what happens with that. But yeah, that's the what I have to say on that. And Legends of the Noche. Let's see. We can bring up our guy again. And his birthday was the other day. Well, let's just do it this way. Legend of the Noche is going to be, as we close this out here, is Bob Waterfield. Hold on. What just happened? There we go. There we go. Bob Waterfield, Legend of the Noche. 2-time NFL champion, 45 and 51. Cleveland and LA Ram. The only quarterback that was, no, I'm just kidding. I think Norman Brockett was too. I don't remember, but 2-time NFL, Cleveland Ram and LA Ram. NFL Most Valuable Player, 1945. 3-time First Team All-Pro, 45, 46, 49. Second Team All-Pro, 50 and 51. 2-time Pro Bowl. 2-time NFL Passing Leader, 1945. And then let me see the bottom here. Hold on, let me grab this out of the way right quick. NFL Completion Leader, 1946. There it is. Passing Leader, 45 and 46. Bob Waterfield, baby. All right, guys, I appreciate you. Love each and one of you guys. As we will say, may the Vermilion be with you. And Jackie G12 for coming in. Robulators, mount up. Rubio says they don't grow on trees, but we might have to find them. Yep, we gotta have to do what we have to do, baby. I believe it. Thank you, brother Rubio, for coming in. Appreciate all you guys. My guy G12. Talk to you guys soon. G12 says, oh yes, Bob Waterford, back when season tickets Rudy was there, viejo. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Have a great night, guys. See you guys.